Hi, it's Christophe Clugston here in Southeast Asia, in Thailand. And this is a fighting self-defense little talk, something that I should cover because some people have asked me and I need to do this. So if you've been chronologically watching my videos, then you know that recently I've had problems with someone issuing me a death challenge, which I accepted, and the coward has not done anything about, a Filipino. I don't know what the hell that's about, other than trying to think to his students that he's cool because he challenged me. And I don't know what the hell they're talking about because they blocked me like an infantile response on their Facebook group, so they can't see any of my direct responses. Anyway, so over the years, I've been around for a long time, you know. I've redefined the self-defense industry. I'm the person that made it possible for these people on YouTube to come out and steal DVDs from those of us who are really professionals and start copying our stuff and then trying to pass themselves off as experts. And that's what this talk is about. I'm basically throwing down the gauntlet to all these pieces of living hell who think that they are experts, who are trying to tell people how to fight. And they've never had fights themselves, especially these guys who think that they're real fighting experts, that they deal with real attacks. Reality-based self-defense is one of the terms, you know. They talk about people coming at you with knives and sticks and multiple attackers. And these guys, ask them how many fights they've had with multiple attackers. Ask them how many fights they've had against knives, against sticks. And of course, these guys are missing a component of not having been a professional fighter because they don't understand the dedication, the heart, the spirit that goes into that, which is because a lot of these guys are just technical on what they want to do. They think that you can solve fighting with some technical moves. A lot of these guys, especially this little catchphrase of this dirty boxing garbage, which is, I've covered this in one of my blog posts, this is a misnomer, this dirty boxing thing. Anyway, these guys are trying to come up with these theoretical moves because they can sell it to people and tell them, oh, look at this, this is really good, but they're missing a hell of a lot. And basically they're missing the primal aspect because they're not fighters. They have never been in fights. They haven't fought. And there's a lot of qualities that make a fighter. Technical skill is just one of them. Technically, I can teach you how to beat people, but you also, if you're going to be engaged in multiple fights against a lot of people, you need other qualities and attributes. And a lot of these people don't know that. Then you got the other group who pretend that they were fighters. They've had 3 or 4 amateur fights and they talk about their professional career. I had one of these little jackasses who thinks he's somebody tough, but he's not on his flight over here. The guy trying to do the parlor trick with the head movement. That's bullshit. A 12-year-old can pull that shit off. That's a parlor trick, you know. Head movement against people trying to punch you in the head. It's a parlor trick. It's nothing. It's garbage. That guy thinks he was a real fighter. The guy has never. That's another thing. These guys have never lived anywhere other than one place. They've been in basically a lot of these guys are in the United States. And of course you got the other jackass who tries to pretend that he's somebody tough. He's some sort of mercenary. He's got no military career, never been credentialed in anything. You know, the guy, he's ripped off some of my stuff too. You know the guy with the bad beard thing going on. It's not a beard, it looks like an Amish thing. Anyway, all of these guys who are trying to pass themselves off and giving erroneous material and fake material, things that they don't have the background for, because basically nobody matches my background. If they're a real fighter, they don't talk this sort of shit. Do you find Fedor coming on and telling people a bunch of stupid shit? No. You don't find real guys from Delta or the Foreign Legion or a host of other things, the Dutch Royal Marines. You don't find these guys coming on and telling people a bunch of stupid shit, you know, because they know what works and they do what works and they represent people who do that, and they recognize people who have the same mentality. Funny, I've never had problems with the real people. You know, I have problems with the fakes and the charlatans who want to try to take away from you. And that's what I'm here to do, here to protect you. Because people who are teaching you, who've never fought, who don't have the background for it, shouldn't be doing it. They can be hobbyists, they can be fans, they can love it all they want to, they can collect everybody's books and DVDs and go to seminars and clinics and workshops. But they're not qualified to teach you. You've got people trying to gravitate towards little catchphrases like dirty boxing, Kali, Filipino martial arts, JKD, Wing Chun, and try to bring that back. There's another joker, the little guy in Chicago. What a joke. And of course there's the, Ipswich master. He wants to call himself a master, so you know what I think about that. I don't really want to give these guys play by giving their names, but if you've looked around, you've seen them, and you've also got these two little kids who probably haven't fought anybody except their sisters to use the bathroom, trying to give out tips on fighting. I mean, give me a break, When you directly ask these guys if they've had fights, they don't answer. They go off on a tangent, which means they're bullshit. And then when you tell them, okay, come on, because they challenge you, it's like, what flight are you on? And they always back down and run away. There's a big difference between those of us who have been in this field a long time, and before YouTube and this social media garbage, it was very difficult because you had to pay your dues and be somebody. You had to have real skill and you had to have real duration. You couldn't just get on there and talk about how great you were and have 5 of your friends say, yeah, the guy's great, which is what you find on YouTube, and then a bunch of people saying, I teach fighting so you never have to fight. I've covered that before. Yeah, I teach running so you'll never have to run. Get out of fighting, all right? Get out of fighting. So this is just basically my speech to everybody dealing with martial arts. I hate that term. I'm a combat scientist. I work with combat sciences. I'm basically a specialist at zero distance warfare. Anybody in those fields who's a fake, who's lying about their background, who's giving off bad information, be warned. I will rout you out and I will expose you. I'm tired of this because the general public doesn't need little bags of shit like you giving out information that will get people killed because you want to act like you're an expert and you want to talk to people and you love the ego strokes because you think it's really cool to act like a teacher. Your idea of being a guru, a sensei, a master, a instructor, a teacher, a guide, a coach, it's all crap. Those of us who really do it, we don't revel in these titles. We just do it, okay? And we don't give out a bunch of free information any more than surgeons or lawyers do, because we paid a great deal for our elite specialized knowledge. Those of you who are listening to people who are giving it out, think about that. When's the last time you ever got a neurosurgeon to give you free information? How about a corporate lawyer? You meet him in a bar, start talking to him, and he gave you a bunch of free information, or you started talking to him on his Facebook and he gave you a bunch of free information? Doesn't happen. People who are very good at their skill don't talk to you about it unless you're serious and you will have reciprocity and pay them for their time and their R&D that's gone into it. So this has been a brief introduction to how I am not putting up with this garbage any longer. I've been controversial for 20-some years. I've saved people's lives around the world. I have testimonials to that. Those people who don't know me are little millennial idiots who have no clue about anything, They don't remember who Dan Severn was in MMA, or a host of other people, or Mario Spiri. That'd be a better example, I think. Just showing that millennials don't have a clue about anything. And that's who's trying to run these things, acting like experts. Anyway, so be warned, because check out fluentfighting.com, combat-judo.com, tigerclan.info, and check us out at Clugston Combat Systems on Facebook group, and you'll see I don't lie about any of this stuff. It's serious. I've saved lives. How about those other people?